Hello everyone, welcome back to our weekly market analysis video with me, Frankie, your market analyst at Markets4U. In today's video, we'll be looking at the key economic events and data releases from September 9th to September 13th, 2024. I've already set up my screen to display the economic calendar from the traders room at Markets4U. I've set the dates from September 9th to September 13th, covering this week's important events in GMT. Please remember to adjust to your respective time zones. Let's dive into this week's events. On Tuesday, September 10th, Australia will release its Westpac consumer confidence for September and the NAB business confidence data for August, which could impact the Australian dollar to US dollar pair. Later, in the UK, we will get the unemployment rate and employment change data for July, affecting the pound sterling to US dollar pair. On Wednesday, September 11th, the UK's GDP growth and industrial production data for July will be announced, which could influence the pound sterling to US dollar pair further. Across the Atlantic, all eyes will be on the US with the release of the core and headline inflation rates for August. Meanwhile, Japan will report its Producer Price Index, PPI, for August. On Thursday, September 12th, the European Central Bank, ECB, will announce its interest rate decision and hold a press conference shortly afterward, which could cause significant movement in the euro to US dollar pair. The US will also release its Producer Price Index, PPI, for August and initial jobless claims. Additionally, Canada will publish its building permits data for July. Finally, on Friday, September 13th, the focus will shift to the euro area with the release of the industrial production data for July. Later, the US will release its preliminary Michigan consumer sentiment for September. Key events to watch this week include the ECB interest rate decision and press conference on Thursday, the US inflation data on Wednesday, and the UK's employment and GDP numbers early in the week. Now, let's move to the charts for this week. Today, I'm going to discuss two pairs that will be most affected by this week's main events: euro to US dollar and US dollar to Japanese yen. Various economic events are expected to impact these pairs. Let's start with euro to US dollar. On the weekly chart, euro to US dollar attempted to move back higher last week after a weaker performance the previous week. The stochastic indicator is trying to exit the overbought area, suggesting a potential decline. Switching to the daily chart, euro to US dollar moved lower on Friday, affected by strong labor data from the US. However, with the stochastic moving higher in the middle range, we expect euro to US dollar to consolidate with high volatility this week, driven by the upcoming ECB rate decision and US inflation data. Key levels to watch are support at 1.1026 and 1.0949, and resistance at 1.1129 and 1.1199. If the price moves according to our analysis, we might see 40 to 100 pips or more this week. Now, let's move on to US dollar to Japanese yen. On the weekly chart, US dollar to Japanese yen moved lower and engulfed the previous week's candlestick. The stochastic is moving towards the oversold area, suggesting a potential further decline. The daily chart shows that US dollar to Japanese yen has weakened over the past few days, with the stochastic entering the oversold area, indicating a continuation of the downward trend. Key levels to monitor are support at 140.79 and 138.04, and resistance at 143.85 and 146.51. If the price moves according to our analysis, we might see 150 pips or more this week. Please remember to manage your risk before entering any positions. That's it for this week's analysis. See you in the next analysis video.